Yes, how's it going, everyone? I wanted to speak on again about Bitcoin, of course, and then the main thing, the main issue, or the main part of the topic that I wanted to speak on is how can you easily obtain Bitcoin, knowing that now Bitcoin is very expensive and it's not a good idea to mine Bitcoin by yourself, being in the state or the country that you're in, and not being in China. And so, if you're in Canada, how can you obtain Bitcoin easily? Or if you're in the United States or New Zealand, Germany, other parts of Europe, South America, how can you easily obtain Bitcoin without mining? Now, what I would suggest to you is maybe look at certain sites, at certain platforms where you can maybe place items there and accept Bitcoin in return. Now, what am I saying? Am I saying for you to start selling your TVs and start selling your cell phones or anything around the house or your mother's house or your friend's house in order to get Bitcoin in return? No, that's not what I'm saying. But if you would agree with me that there are many platforms out there such as Craigslist, Kijiji, if you know in Canada, and other websites in the United States, other platforms on which you can place items, to be sold, like kind of a peer-to-peer type of business. You can, but in this case, you could accept Bitcoin in return. So that's one way that you, as a business person or as the seller, can get Bitcoin in exchange by accepting Bitcoin. See, that's the main idea here. By accepting Bitcoin, that's how you are going to obtain Bitcoin. Now, you may have a question such as, well, if I'm selling something for Bitcoin, now I'm accepting Bitcoin, but what about the person that's gonna be buying whatever it is that I'm selling? How is that person gonna get Bitcoin, right? If that person is not mining. Okay. Then again, 2017, the best way to obtain Bitcoin is by buying the Bitcoin, right? And without regards to the value of Bitcoin right now, and it's really the main point here, the main key. I'm just walking over there because I have a meeting and I gotta check out if the person is close, and so don't let me bother you. Just pay attention. Actually, let me show you the view here. It's pretty nice. I like it. The Chinese traditional type of roofs. Kind of look like one of those temples where the Shaolin monks and masters would lay. But anyhow, to finish up what I was trying to say, how can you obtain Bitcoin without having to pay a high price? Because we understand now that the Bitcoin value is pretty high. And so if you were to buy, let's say, if you were to invest, I don't know, a few coins, which is a few dollars, some change, into obtaining, sorry, a Bitcoin, how much of the Bitcoin would you obtain? It will be a fraction of it. Now, can you use that in order to purchase things? Of course, because if I'm selling a TV, let's say, on one of those platforms, I'm selling a TV for such and such price. Well, that same price will reflect the value of the fraction of the coin that you've just purchased. Now, how can I buy just $10, $20, $50, $100, or even $500 worth of Bitcoin if most of the sites that you go on, they are selling you Bitcoins starting at one full Bitcoin and up? How can you just buy a fraction? That's a good question, and I would be arrogant to tell you that, oh, you can just contact me and then I'll be glad to sell you a fraction of a coin. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is kind of give you also, you know, give you ideas, because I want you, my friend, to be able to go out there, or even when I say go out there, all I mean is go in front of your computer and look for answers basically. So it's for you to go out there in the internet world, which is vast, and look for other answers. So that way, all that does is fortify the community, the Bitcoin community, and you also bringing in insights, as opposed to me just saying, oh, you know what, you can contact me, email me, and I'll be glad to transfer some Bitcoin into your wallet, for however amount of money that you want. It could be a dollar, a few cents, or you know, just for you to have it. That's too easy, right? Which I could do that as well, but that's too easy. And so there are many platforms. There are many platforms online where someone could, could literally sell you a fraction of a Bitcoin for a few cents, a few dollars, and then you can utilize that amount to purchase whatever it is that you want to purchase. And the best idea now that I'm saying is to get involved, for starters, with those platforms on which you can buy and sell things. But by you being the person that's accepting Bitcoin. So if you have a pair of Jordans that you wanted to get rid of, and then you're anxious of getting the money, well, don't be anxious. Just relax. Sleep it over. But when you do place it there, be the one that accepts Bitcoin. That, oh, I'm selling my Jordan sixes, or my, 'cause those were my favorite. I'm selling the Jordan sixes, and I'm accepting Bitcoin. So there you go. Then the person that's really interested, that person might not have the money, cash, but that person might have the Bitcoin. So by you accepting Bitcoin, you see, again, you're setting up the trend. You're setting up a path there. You're setting up a model for people to follow. And then from that point on, I'm convinced that you will be in a position where you are, you gain your Bitcoin, and you start accumulating Bitcoin and not spending it too much, and watch it go up and down in value. Now, I understand if you're selling your Jordans for $200 and someone gives you Bitcoin that's worth $200, but then the next day your $200 worth of Bitcoin might be worth 100, right? And then that's just panicky. Of course you're gonna panic, because that's the state of mind that you were in when you first bought the Bitcoin. By the way, I wanted to point out something that I'm seeing now. I didn't know I could see it from the top of this roof, but it's where I went in order to look for Satoshi, and there I got a lot of answers that were interesting to me. Let me see. I'm gonna turn the camera, but the sun is that way, so you might not see it. But it's up on top of that hill. There's a temple there, and on the right side of me, but the left side of the temple, there is like a tour there where once you're there, you can actually see at the bottom 3 mining farms in the city where I am. But you can clearly see them from on top of the hill. But on what I wanted to show you is the temple where I went and asking questions about Satoshi, and I got some interesting answers, and that's congruent with the topic that we are having now about the Bitcoin. Let me see. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's really far there somewhere. That's the temple, and on the right side of me, but the left side of it, is the tower that once you get there, you can look down at the bottom and actually visualize 3 Bitcoin mining farm. And so that's interesting. It's a nice view that I'm having right now. But get back to the topic of how you can obtain Bitcoin. How you can obtain Bitcoin is by being the one that's accepting Bitcoin. That's my number one question. I mean, my number one answer to you is by being the person that's accepting Bitcoin. Because if you have something that's interesting to me and I wanted to purchase that, I might consider just transferring Bitcoin to you, as opposed to me giving you the cash for it. That makes sense. Now, how do I get money or Bitcoin to buy anything when I don't have Bitcoin in the first place? Well, we already solved the problem of mining, and my suggestion to you was to to buy the Bitcoin. Then if your rebuttal is, well, what if I don't have any money? How can I get Bitcoin for free? Now, that I can leave for a different topic, or lead you into certain websites at which you can do certain things for free, because there's nothing for free really. You have to do something, because you have to create energy in order to get the energy back. So you have to create some type of friction in order to create the electricity that you need, which is the Bitcoin. So there's gonna be an act you have to do in order to obtain the Bitcoin. It could be as simple as doing something that you like to do, such as drawing. You could draw a picture, and then in return you obtain Bitcoin. Or you can, you could build a website. In return, you get Bitcoins for it. Or you can, whatever talent that you have, you can utilize that, and in return, the reward will be in Bitcoin. This is how you get Bitcoin for free, quote unquote, by putting something into action, creating the friction, and the electricity that comes back, the energy that comes back, is in the Bitcoin form. That's the only way to get something for free, quote unquote. But other than that, there are many websites out there that's claiming to provide you with Bitcoin for free. I would advise you to steer clear from those websites. And so again, I'm not gonna speak to death, which I would love to, because the sun is so beautiful, tapping on my forehead, just making me, you know, that much enthused to just having a conversation here on the screen while I'm waiting for my meeting. But I'm gonna let you go and enjoy some more of the sun, and we're gonna keep this topic going. And again, I wanted to show you how nice these roofs made out of bamboo looks to me.